What's going on, guys? LCG here, up with episode 3 of Obduction. Before we get started today, I would like to first thank everybody for tuning in. This is a slow-moving game as of right now, but I hope we can get that changing up pretty quick here. On that note, I would also like to ask everybody, if you don't mind, if you're enjoying this series, please hit that thumbs up button, click on subscribe. It goes a long way for showing your support and getting me noticed by other newer YouTubers who are searching for similar style content. If you don't like the video, then obviously don't hit the buttons. But I don't like to beg, I just do feel the need to inform. And I brought this up in the last episode about the concrete, right? So you can see here, they've got the rebar inside and a bunch poking out the top, with it being worn down on the side. Concrete spilled over onto the bracing for this. It was done. I would say poorly, but it was done. And that's what I was talking about the people and the era. This says a lot. And this actually, is this the area that we were in when we first started? No, because there was a lake there. Okay. And we got some clothes out by the water here. This is, okay, welcome to Hunrath. This is where I go to dry my dresses and my breeches. I have a little hand washing station here, and I'll sometimes take a nap and drink some shampoo while I'm out by the water. My husband tends to the fire. It's a mediocre fire. Very, very mediocre. But he does a really good job of maintaining a mediocre fire. And yes, that is actually an inside joke. If my fellow friends who are in on that joke happen to notice that, let me know. Whoa, this is kind of huge. We got a motorcycle. Looks like we got a couple wheels here, set up on some springs with an enormous concrete ball. Also, what's this? Is that a junkyard? Okay. Color me shocked of the things that I was not expecting to see. This is one of them. I literally just got done talking about how concrete was not something that you would normally expect to find in one of these villages, simply because they lack the need for it. There are what, or maybe an alien temple. I also would not expect to see an alien temple here. Looks like it's only part of one. Okay. We can make do with that. Can I fall out? No. Alright, cool. Yeah, and I've been to parts of South America and shown pictures to family members of, the housing that are along the coastlines where there are simply no windows. And people's first response is, oh, they must be so poor. And they're really not. It's a lack of necessity thing. Why spend money or resources on windows when they're just going to stay open all the time? Okay. Just so you guys are aware, I am actually tracing out these power lines. That's why I came up here in the first place. I'm not just kind of free roam, tootling around, clicking around, and oh, there we go. We've got We've got a generator here. All right, all right. Ooh, looks like fuel's on E. Yep. Let's see. Okay, so red line is going to be your fuel. Okay, so it goes from red piping down to black hose. Straight to a gas pump. Okay. So why is it that this gas station, bam, just lands here? And I'm trying to picture if this were a snapshot out of time, what would this be? There's a road. It kind of goes from dirt to what looks like it could have been a driveway. Here's a curb, so would this have been the road? And again, we're seeing circular cutouts. Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what it was. It looks like... Yeah, that's kind of neat. Okay, so they're so kind as to have already put a hand crank in here. And how far do we have to go? Apparently it'll keep going on its own, which might make sense. If this is a completely airtight system, being set up in a vacuum, that way as it needs more fuel, it's able to draw some more. Bingo, we're at full. So the lever goes in the down position to block the drain. Click that on, it'll allow fuel to be drawn up. Prime it, because you got your looking glass here to the left. You can hear that little whistle whine. And hopefully it's not too much. Okay, a little bit more. There she goes. Well, we got that manpower. Hopefully we don't regret it. I can't swing that back to closed, so I must have done something right. Now, I do like that in video games like this, where you'll actually have an indicator of if what you did was right. They don't just let you sit there and continue fumbling with it until you make it wrong again. That's kind of nice. Before going back and talking to Homeboy, I would like to explore this a little bit more. I have no idea what that is. It looks like they may have possibly been looking into hydroelectric power, but the rocks got jammed. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much because I will likely be wrong. Lots of graffiti over here. I don't know if that's regular for the American Southwest or not, but it's a thing. There is that. That looks like a special tower painting. I really like the frame, the detail on the frame there. It's nice. So another thing, that guy has been living in that vault for how long? And for somebody to be plucked out of their normal environment, right? Or possibly born and raised here. Actually, that's two separate questions for you. Okay, if you were to be taken from your current environment right now and put into this one, would that necessarily be a bad thing? I mean, if everything's provided for you, uh, yep, that works. How many digits was that? 4. Okay. Would that necessarily be a bad thing? What kind of toll would that have on your brain, and how long would it take for you to accept that, aside from, Stockholm Syndrome setting in? Being that the people here almost, they seem to know that they're a captive. They're being held inside of this environment, but they have water that is fed to them. They have no control over how long it'll be there, but they know that it's provided to them. They have food that they're able to grow. They have a tree that drops a variety of seeds, which is naturally not earthly in nature. Can we get out over here? I doubt it, but it's worth trying. It's not earthly in nature, but it's a thing. And then another thing is if you were born here, I'd imagine most of your problems would come from your upbringing. I mean, children are much more willing and capable of accepting what their life is like than an adult who has seen an alternative to it, But it seemed like everybody was safe with the exception of that one broadcast by Farley. And the other guy who said they battened down for the Mofang battle. And I don't know if that was internal strife or if that was an external conflict. Hopefully we'll learn a little bit more here as time goes on. All right, let's go ahead and head back. Let's go talk to, we never got his name, the guy that's in that vault. How do we not know anything about him? I feel like we've pretty well exhausted everything out here. You have butterflies in here. That's worth noting. And we don't have an inventory at all. I did try that one. I checked the keybinds. There's no inventory button. So we don't have to pick anything up, which is nice, I guess. You change your environment, and that is how you complete the puzzles. Alright, as I look at the timer here, we're sitting right at 13:45, so we'll go ahead and talk to this guy real quick. Let's see what he has to say.
Well, power's on. Did you come back for a medal? Sorry, I don't mean to neglect my manners. My name is Cecil. Most around here call me CW. At least they did. I suppose you gotta move on. But, alright, well, if you ain't sensed already, we're all living within a large cell. It's a dome, wall, carved from prison, more like it. Whatever it is, hems us in. It ain't occurred to you already. It serves us both for you to get through the wall of this place. And I locked up the wall with that Mofang device. That red beam up yonder. Gotta Scarlet was 7. Lord. I wonder. That red beam.
Alright guys, well, that's going to be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm not going to repeat myself. If you really want to hear it all over again, skip to the beginning of the video. I look forward to playing with you guys some more. In the meantime, this is LCG, and I'm heading out. Take care, everybody.